Hi, I'm Ashley, and today I'm going to show you how to write a check. And you might be thinking, why in the world would I need to know how to write a check? With all this technology now, no one really writes checks anymore. Only about 20% of the US population still write checks today. And I just think that it's something that knowing could come in handy. And we're going to graduate, hopefully, and when we go to college, maybe we'll move into an apartment, have to pay bills, and sometimes people want you to pay with checks. And so, first off, before you go into writing a check, you want to think about your handwriting. You want your handwriting to be neat and legible, and because this is money we're dealing with, and you don't want anything to get read wrong or anything. And I know some people have pretty bad handwriting, not going to point any fingers, maybe Sam. but some of us have pretty bad handwriting, so you want to make sure you write well. And banks prefer to use black or blue pen, and you want to make sure the ink is good, because if it's too light, it could get read wrong too. So the front of a check has 11 features, and these features can be broken down into 3 groups. And the first group is the smallest group, and that's actually just your name and address at the top, as well as your bank's name, which is usually found here. Sometimes it's found at the top too, but usually there. And then the second group is the lines you write on, and there's 6 lines that you have to know about. And the first line is the date at the top, and that's just where you write the date of whenever you're writing the check. The second line is the paid to order line, and that's where you write the name of the person or business you're making the check out to. The third line is over here, and that's where you write the amount of the check that you're making it for. And the fourth line underneath that is where you have to write out in words the amount of the check. And when you do that, say your check's for like $130, when you write the change at the end, you want to make sure that you write and you put it over 100. That's just preferable. Okay, and the fifth line is the memo down at the bottom, and that's just to help specify like what your check's for. So say you're writing your check for a house payment, you can write house payment there. Or maybe something we would do more often is paying for an order form for a sports shirt or something. So you could write order form there. And the sixth line is just where you sign your name, and that just shows that you made the check. Okay, so that's it for the second group. And the third group is the numbers at the bottom of your check. And the first number is this one, and that's just the 9-digit routing bank number. You don't really need to know anything about that. That's just for the bank. The second number is your account number, and that's for like your account, so banks know where to get the money from. And the third number is at the corner here, and that's just the check number, and it's also found at the top here, so it tells you what check you're on. And if anything happens with that check, then you'll know. And so that's basically all you need to know about writing a check. It's actually pretty simple. Sometimes it's hard to remember, but it just basically tells you what to do on the check, so it shouldn't be too hard. And I hope that now that you know how to write a check, that will come in handy one day, or maybe it just made you feel a little bit smarter or more adultish. And thank you for listening, and that's all.